Hello, it is Tuesday morning, and this is Bitcoin on a 1 minute chart, and this is the Dow. Let's look at a 5 minute chart. Some data came out. It was better than expected, and the market was off its lows. It's chopping around. We have Bitcoin though. Oh, yep, here we go. We are long Bitcoin as of a couple of minutes ago with a small size, and it's fighting to kind of stay at break even. Right, let's look at a 5 minute chart. We should get a new candle in less than a minute, and pretty soon we'll be able to see how this trade is unfolding. We can get out, we can go short. We're starting with a very small size. We have a little trend line here drawn and a Fibonacci retracement. Price came down into this area where there was also a longer term Fibonacci drawn. That's what this brown line is. You can't see it very well. Let's do this. So that is potentially significant, right? How does it react off of this longer 23.6 level? Okay, so that's the 5 minute bar, right? We can do things like on MetaTrader, this is MT4, we can bring a take profit up, right? That's however you calculate that pips, because this is Bitcoin. It can be a little confusing, but the point is we can see what our profit would be, and we can drag a stop loss. I don't have a stop in, right? Only this take profit level, right? So we're in at 37,890, and the take profit is 38,122. The spread here, since we're in a shorter term chart, it looks pretty wide. But this instrument moves. I mean, look at this 5 minute chart. Look at the swings we have. If this really moved higher, we could put a stop loss that's already in profit and see if it runs. But it can easily just get down into these levels, because look at this selling. So when you go long like this, you're being kind of aggressive, in my opinion, depending on what approach you're using. Right? You did have some nice buying come in, but you had this sharp sell-off and a bounce. This bounce may not last. It may bounce higher more than we even think it can. So you cannot control what the price is going to do after you're in. So we are in some kind of profit here, right? Let's just zoom out a little and take a look at the time. 10:23. So in under 2 minutes, we'll get another bar, and that might make it a little more clear on whether this thing can run. depending on how the next 5-minute bar opens. Or I can just get out, right? I could put a stop loss here and say, I don't want to be trading all day. Maybe we just want to get a couple of scalps in. You can have a stop loss and say, if that gets hit and then one more gets hit, I'm done for the day. Same thing if we get 2 positive scalps. We don't want to be here all day. Let's look at the Dow. So it did try to keep this level. Looks kind of similar to a little while ago, right? Does that say anything about Bitcoin? Not really. On this short-term chart, I don't know. It'll get too confusing. So now we are going to get a 5-minute bar, but this one is selling off, so it's not looking great. It's not looking great. We can get out and go short, or we can just wait and see that this maybe was the first breach of the trend line. So it may be, bid up. Now you really have a doji. Look at that close. Look at that 5-minute bar. It's like there's probably a more official name for this thing. But it's a doji of some sort, right? Indecision. That's what we think when we see that, right? You had some decisive selling. It was in the context of this uptrend. Decisive selling, and now this indecision 5-minute bar at a pretty decent time, right? This is about an hour after the U.S. markets open. So we should have some liquidity, a little volatility. The Dow had some good data, but it's chopping around, wants to go higher. Bitcoin kind of looks like it wants to go higher. It's not moving very quickly. Now, in less than 4 minutes, right, we have a 30-minute bar. We'll have a 15-minute bar, and we'll have a 5-minute bar or candle, new ones, at 10:30. And then we have to think about how long we want to stay here. So as we get closer to 11 a.m. Eastern time, if you're scalping this session, you want to make sure you don't really, tire yourself out by just continuing to flip and definitely not overtrade. You don't want to do that. So we have to make some decisions. I can get out of this and just not bother with the markets until a little later. Look at some Forex pairs at some nice levels that the price is getting close to, and plan for overnight trade or to do some intraday trading tomorrow. But now this looks like it's making a decision to, maybe reach this 23, right? So our initial stop loss, take profit is here, and it looks like it may get there, right? You have this sort of this swing point a little while ago, and that is the only thing, if you look to the left here, that's really in the way, right? This thing. Right? this level is like once it's past there, maybe it does like a nice continuation higher. We're speculating. This isn't a system. It's a way of approaching the market. The candles themselves are important, right? I mean, look at this. You got some follow through. This was such a bearish bar that the next two bars closed bearish. If you look, we have this area is a longer term 23, a shorter term 38, a trend line. You might call it a confluent in a small way, confluent area that the price might use if there's nothing else really happening as far as news about crypto. So this 1029, right? So we said that we'll be getting a new 30-minute bar, which that still looks makes me a little nervous if I'm in a long. But this 15-minute view, so we just got it. And that spread, depending on how that spread, okay, I think we'll get there. I'm not messing with any order at the moment. Does it get filled? Do we get another tick? Another dollar up on Bitcoin? Oh, yes. Okay. We took some profit on a Bitcoin scalp shorter term chart. Look, it's still going up. You'll leave money on the table a lot, but you have to know what you're planning to do. Okay, thanks.